is Dr. Swarupa, dermatologist at Ritu's Advanced Skin Care, Gachibowli, Hyderabad. So today I would like to tell you a few key points regarding allergies, which is a common term called allergy, but in medical terms it is eczema and it's related to few other things. So one of my patients yesterday he asked me, I know this is allergy, but you tell me what is this type of allergy? It is like it includes several things. It doesn't mean that it is a specific type of skin infection or a skin rash or something. So eczema includes, which is also called allergy, and which is an inflammation of the skin. This occurs in several conditions like eczemas, urticarias, and some people also attribute this allergy to any ringworm infections also. So I need to tell you that allergy is considered to be a generalized term. So, and coming to the eczema, we usually patients suffer from two types of eczema, which is either acute or chronic eczema. In acute eczema, what happens is there are small papules which are pimple-like things which contain pus sometimes, along with redness, and sometimes they form, water gets accumulated in it, and later it ruptures, forming oozing of the skin. This is an acute condition. Whereas in chronic condition, it leads to dryness, lichenification and thickening of the skin. So depending on the stage at which the patient comes to us, the treatment differs. So in eczemas, there are several types in it, like exogenous where the cause is external and endogenous when the cause is internal. Exogenous eczemas are usually the irritant eczemas, contact eczemas, photodermatitis, infective eczemas. So irritant eczemas are something when people like they start applying haldi or any multana mitti over some boils or some oozing things, and then later because of irritation on that underlying part, it spreads to other parts of the body. Then it is called irritant eczema. And the other condition is contact eczema, when you are applying some moisturizers containing lanolin and things. So not only in the part which is being applied, also on the hands which we use to apply the creams, as well it spreads to other parts of the body wherever we are touching them. And along with that, people have allergies to hair dyes, because this is another type of contact allergy, and also to some fragrances which are used in the deodorants or also in the normal creams which are commercially available. So whenever we are using the creams, we see that we avoid certain allergies are not present, such as PPDs in the hair dyes, lanolin and related things in the moisturizers, and nickel, which is also a culprit in all the artificial jewelry sort of contact allergies. So we need to know like what are the substances which are causing allergy in all these circumstances. Along with this, we have a photodermatitis, which is caused due to the contact with the sun. So in these conditions, sunscreen is a must, and it usually presents with small pimple sort of thing on the skin, and which later spreads, forming a big patches. And these are the exogenous allergens, and sometimes infective allergens also. So starts as a small boil on the skin, later it ruptures, starts oozing, and along the line of the oozing, the people develop again the new blisters over those areas, and this again and sometimes few bacteria like staphylococci, they produce toxins released into the blood, and thereon it spreads to the entire body, causing these eczematous patches over the entire body. So this is a type, all these things are related to exogenous eczemas. Apart from this, we also have endogenous eczemas, which is called atopic dermatitis, which is common in children, and it starts from around 3 months of age, and it can progress up to 9 to 12 years of age, wherein the child suffers with an extremely dry erythematous skin, and sometimes the rashes are present in the folds, wherein intense scratching, itching is there, presents with some patches, or sometimes in serious, like in when the involvement is severe, like it's involved to a large areas, then we have it spreading, the eczema spreading to all parts of the body. And there is another entity called seborrheic dermatitis, which is usually present in the adults. It is usually present in the oily areas of the body, like the midline of the face or midline of the body, face, nasolabial folds, your mouth, mid part of the face, and also in the children it may manifest as cradle cap, which is present starts around after 3 to 4 days after birth, and it may progress up to the child's 1 year of age. So in this condition it presents like a thick scaly scalp wherein the crusted scales cannot be removed with the hand, and sometimes that may spread to the face and other parts of the body as well. So there are also other types of eczemas like hand eczemas, and all these are again manifestations of atopic eczema. Hand eczemas are quite common in housewives, those who are using detergents and other harsh chemicals. So they have initially they suffer with some oozing, later on it get dried up and scaling, and it spreads to other fingers and so. And we also have an entity called nummular eczema, wherein there are round patches of eczema with oozing and scaling. And there is another entity called formifolix, and this is quite common, and many of my patients present with this, wherein they have small vesicles sort of thing on either sides of the fingers, and later they are very deep seated, they can't be ruptured with the hand, and later on they sometimes they increase in size, forming big bullae. And this is one type of eczema, and there are also several other types of eczemas. We have many subtypes of eczemas, which what we have discussed are few quite common things. And in all these cases, whether if it is an acute eczema, like as we have thought about, like when there is an oozing or crusting in those areas, what we need to apply is a normal saline, which is dipped in a gauze. What we do is take a normal saline in a bowl and just dip the gauze on that. Place that wet gauze on the hand or on the affected area. Leave it for 20 minutes. Let it dry up, and that all the crusting, oozing that will come out from that underlying lesions. And later on, when we apply antiseptic cream, or it could be an anti-inflammatory like a mild topical steroid, then the underlying condition will be relieved, or there would be a lot of improvement in the symptoms. And when it is involving large areas, sometimes we need to take oral antihistamines, which are called oral anti-allergic tablets, as well as a small dose of steroid may be required in case of severe reactions, as in case of hair dyes.